That's it for the questions.
We are still waiting for answers from the Niagara Falls Water Board tonight. The chairman held a news conference this afternoon, but only answered a very few questions. The news conference comes after several Republican legislators in Niagara County called for mass water board resignations. News 4's Jen Shantz has the latest on this. Jen?
Well, Jackie, Water Board Chairman Dan O'Callaghan made a brief statement. He apologized for not speaking publicly sooner and also indicated the board's regrets for any inconvenience this discharge has caused. But when it came to answering the questions about how and why it happened, he didn't say much. He says he can't answer specific questions because the board is under investigation.
It was very dark and black, and when the wind came up from this direction, we were on the observation deck, and it smelled like you were inside of a Sandy can.
A mistake during the filtering process at a water treatment plant left tourists scratching their heads and covering their noses at Niagara Falls State Park Saturday.
This is not only a black eye for the city of Niagara Falls, but this incident directly negatively impacts the entire Buffalo-Niagara region.
According to the Water Board, the treatment procedure that went wrong over the weekend has been done since the 1970s.
On Saturday, however, it is clear to us that as a result of a possible human error, the possible mechanical malfunction, a large quantity of water from the sediment tank was released into the Niagara River.
Several Republican legislators draft proposals for mass resignations at the Water Board following the sludge release.
There was an extreme failure by the leadership of the Water Board and the upper management there. Their claims that this release was within normal limits and procedures, permit limits, doesn't sit well with me. I don't buy that. And if that's normal, it needs to change.
The legislature doesn't have authority to remove Water Board commissioners, but indicated their resolutions are meant to send a message that this mistake is not acceptable. The Water Board is already under investigation by the DEC. However, the legislators would like the Niagara County DA's office, the state AG's office, and the EPA to investigate as well. Water Board Chairman Dan O'Callaghan wouldn't answer many follow-up questions today.
We're under investigation, and right now everything is closed.
Niagara Falls Mayor Paul Deister released the following statement after the legislators called for resignations. Now is not the time to play politics. He goes on to encourage his colleagues to await the results of a state investigation. O'Callaghan did indicate, as the DEC did previously, the contents of the discharge was a mix of contaminants and carbon-fine particles, not raw sewage. O'Callaghan mentioned during this afternoon's news conference that the board is confident it has determined the cause, but would not tell us if for certain it was human or mechanical error. Water Board reps walked away as the media continued to ask them questions. We, of course, will keep tabs on this. For now, live in the studio, Jen Shantz, News 4 at 6.